Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, this is Inorganic Material Chemistry, Chem 3115, and this is third lecture on the topic sputtering. The key concepts of this lecture includes advantages and disadvantages of sputtering, applications of sputtering, and after application we will discuss sputtering deposition, film growth, and glow discharge sputtering. In previous two lectures, we have discussed a brief introduction, basic principle, and basic mechanism of the sputtering. We have also discussed steps involved in sputtering, and we have also discussed sputtering and sputter deposition and difference between sputtering and sputter deposition. So the advantages and disadvantages of sputtering means advantages and disadvantages of sputtering as well as sputter deposition. So starting from the advantages, sputtering makes us able to deposit a wide variety of metals, insulators, alloys, and composites on a substrate material. For example, in semiconductor materials, we can deposit thin films of semiconducting materials on the surface of an insulator. Another application is the replication of target composition in the deposited films. So the target composition can be replicated on the deposited films. This technique makes us capable of in situ cleaning prior to film deposition by reversing the potential of electrodes. So in this process, we will reverse the potential of electrodes. For example, if we want to deposit some material on a substrate and we make it as an anode, by reversing the potential, we will make it a cathode, and after making it a cathode, we can clean its surface by bombardment of argon cations. And after that, we can use the cleaned surface of the substrate to deposit the thin film by reversing the potential of electrodes again. Another application is better film quality. Advantage is better film quality and step coverage than evaporation. As compared to evaporation, we get better film quality. We can use sputtering on large area targets for uniform thickness over large substances. Sufficient target material for many depositions. Maybe if you remember in previous lecture, I have told you that if we use a sputter material, target material as a cathode, and we start sputtering process, we can use that target material up to hundreds. In this technique, there is no damage due to X-rays. It is a simple wide choice of coating materials. By using this technique, we can easily obtain stoichiometric alloys and compound coatings, which is better than evaporation. In this technique, we do not need to increase the temperature of the substrate. We are just attaching the substrate with the anode, the positive terminal of the voltage battery. So we do not need to increase the temperature. On the other hand, in chemical vapor deposition or in evaporation method, we need to increase the temperature. Another advantage is excellent uniformly covering coating can be created over complex and large areas. So these are some advantages of sputter deposition or sputtering. However, there are some disadvantages of sputtering as well. The first disadvantage is that we are using plasma during the sputtering, and from the plasma we are using ions for the bombardment. So the substrate can be damaged due to the ion bombardment or due to the UV generated by the plasma. So the ultraviolet radiations can be generated by the plasma which can damage the substrate. Another disadvantage is that we are using higher pressure as compared to in evaporation, which is lower pressure. Deposition rate of some materials is quite low, especially when there is a long distance between the cathode and the anode, between the target material and between the substrate. Then the deposition rate will be low. Most of the energy incident on the target becomes heat, which must be removed. So we need to use a cooling system to remove the heat which is produced during the bombardment of ions to the target. Another disadvantage is that if we have complex shapes such as turbines, blades, then it becomes difficult to deposit a uniform layer. However, normally it is very easy to deposit a uniform layer, but in some cases it becomes to deposit a uniform layer where we have complex shapes. Another disadvantage is that high performance thick coatings are hard to produce due to high internal residual stress. So we can mostly deposit thin films instead of thick films, thick coatings. This process has relatively low kinetic energy. D processes are usually about 1 nanometer. So these are disadvantages of sputter deposition or sputtering process. Next, there are some applications of sputtering. The applications of sputtering can be categorized into three classes. Number one, thin film deposition, which we have already discussed in our previous lectures. Number two is the etching of targets, and number three is the surface treatment. Each heading has some further subheadings. For example, in thin film deposition, you can see microelectronics, decorative coatings, protective coatings. We will discuss them one by one. Similarly, etching of targets, microelectronic patterns, surface treatment, hardening, corrosion treatment. So these three applications, thin film deposition means we are depositing a thin film on a substrate surface, and this is what we have already discussed a lot, but here we will see how we can apply this thin film deposition in different industries. Second is the etching. In Urdu we can use the word kandakari. It means scrubbing, removing something from the surface. So we will also see what is its purpose. And if we talk about thin film deposition, we can use thin film deposition in microelectronics for coating decorative materials, for coating protective materials. Etching of the target can be used in microelectronics patterning, and also in complementary metal oxide semiconductors, N-type metal oxide semiconductors, P-type metal oxide semiconductor fabrications. Surface treatment is used for the hardening of the surface, and similarly for corrosion treatment. If the surface is corroded, we can remove the corrosion from the surface. So microelectronics can be used in CPU processors, cell phones, iPod, watches, batteries, solar panels, aerospace and defense, head-up cockpit displays, jet turbine engines, mirrors for optical and X-rays, telescopes, night vision equipments, wear coatings. just like anti-corrosion coatings, anti-seize coatings, dyes and molds, sieving needles, tool and drill bit hardening, and also for anti-reflective coatings on cars, on jewelry, mirrors, night vision, goggles. Thin film deposition can also be used as oxidation resistance on cutting tools, chemical factories. It can also be used for drug delivery, automotive like auto headlights and tail lights, auto rim components, drivetrain bearings and components, wheels and rims. So some of them will be discussed in detail. And if we talk about optics like anti-reflective, anti-glare coatings, cable communication, laser lenses, optical filters for achromatic lenses and for spectroscopy. So if we talk about thin film deposition application, here is an example of application of sputtering targets. For example, we have a glass door, a door which is made up of the glass. If we deposit a special metallic thin film on the inner side of the glass, the side which is towards the room, it is called indoor side, and the left one is the outdoor. We know that the solar energy coming from outside and the solar energy is reaching towards inside the room, indoor the room. So if we use a special metallic film, we can protect our room from the heat energy of sunlight. For example, here this is the solar energy and we can see the reflection and re-radiation is about 60% and the transmission of solar energy is only about 40%. So we can decrease, we can stop 60% of the solar energy to move indoor position. Similarly, if you have special metallic film and it will protect, it will save the heat energy of your room and it will not let the heat energy, especially in winter, if your room is hot and you have made it hot by using some heating just like a heater, so it will protect the heat energy to go outside. So we can say only 20% radiation will go out while 80% of the thermal energy will be reflected back, and this is thermal convection. So this is a very good application of thin film coating sputtering, that we can deposit a thin film on a glass. This is special metallic film and it protects the loss of heat and it also protects the entrance of the heat inside the room. Then applications of thin film technology in microelectronics like CPU, processors, cell phones, iPods, watches, batteries, and also for solar panels. All of these materials, when they are engineered, a thin film of semiconductor material is deposited on the surface of these materials. So, for example, in CPU, processors, and cell phones, we are using ICs, transistors. So, these ICs and transistors, they are coated by thin film of semiconducting material. Similarly, on solar panel, we have P and N type semiconductors which are deposited on the surface of the solar panel. If you see a solar panel, you can see there are black patches on the solar panel. So these black patches, they are actually the thin film of the coating material. Here, an example of watches is given here. So we can deposit a thin film on the surface of the watch as protective decorative layer, and this coating can be water resistant and also can be corrosion resistant. Some other applications like anti-reflective coatings on cars, jewelry, mirrors, night vision goggles. So they will reflect the light when light is falling on the surface of the car. So uh, it will help to just to save the car from the heating up. Similarly, on jewelry mirrors, the reflection will give you glow, shiny surface of the material. We can also use thin film coatings as oxidation resistance, especially when we cut a tool. The surface of the tool is exposed to outside environment and it may be corroded, it may be oxidized. So if we use an antioxidant coating on the surface of the cutting tool, we can get rid of oxidation. In drug delivery, we can coat our drugs just like we can use a thin film of drug on the surface of a medicine, and that medicine can be used. Some other applications of sputtering targets. The phenomena of sputtering is employed in the semiconductor industry for depositing thin films of different constituents on silicon wafers. We know that silicon is a semiconductor, but if we want to make it n-type or p-type semiconductor, then we need to deposit or we need to dope the atoms from 5A or 3A groups. So if we dope the atoms from the 3A group, we can convert the silicon into p-type semiconductor, and if we use 5A elements, then we can convert it into n-type semiconductor. This process is also employed in optical applications. By depositing a thin layer on glass, the process of sputtering occurs at extremely low temperatures. This is very good application of the sputtering, that we do not need to increase the temperature. We do not need to heat the sample substrate at very high temperature in a furnace. So due to which it is a perfect method for depositing thin films of different constituents. In this way, we can preserve our energy. We do not need to spend a lot of energy during the thin film deposition, because we do not need a very high temperature. Another use of sputtering process is the erosion of white material. So white material can be eroded by using the sputtering. This application of the sputtering process is most important one and chemically used. This is a process widely used in the formation of thin film on materials, engraving techniques, erosion of white material, and analytical techniques. Another thing which I have discussed here, that is the etching of the targets. So we can clean a surface of a material by using a sputtering procedure. So we will use the substrate as a cathode, and the ions will strike on the surface of the cathode, and they will remove the surface atoms which might be the atoms which are just like dust particles or some other material, so we can remove them. So this is the etching of the target material, cleaning of the surface. And if we talk about surface treatment, it is just like corrosion treatment, hardening. We can coat thin film on the surface of a material which will protect the material from corrosion. So this is called surface treatment. These are some applications of sputtering or sputter deposition in different fields. So some of them I have discussed in front of you. If we discuss all of them, then it may be a very large detail. So next is the sputter deposition film growth. We will discuss some other aspects of sputter deposition film growth here. The sputtered atoms have velocities of 3 to 6 centimeter per second deposition rate and energy of 10 to 40 electron volt. Many of these atoms deposited upon the substrate. Thus, the sputtered atoms will suffer one or more collisions with the sputtered gas. When the atoms which are sputtering sputtered atoms which are coming from the cathode target, when they move towards the substrate, during their path they have collisions with sputtered gas, which is argon gas. The sputtered atoms have arrived at the surface with reduced energy 1 to 2 electron volt. Before when they are sputtered, at that time they have high energy, and when they reach to the surface of the substrate, their energy reduces and it becomes 1 to 2 electron volt. So this is why be back scattered to the target chamber. It is possible that they can come back to the chamber. The sputting gas pressure can impact on film deposition parameters such as deposition rate and composition of the film. So here is the diagram which we have already discussed many times. These are argon atoms, ions which are striking on the surface of the cathode, and the sputtered atoms are sputtering. They are moving towards the substrate, and they are depositing on the surface process. So in this sputtering process, argon is ionized by a strong potential difference, and these ions are accelerated to a target. After impact, target atoms are released and travel towards the substrate, where they form layers of atoms in the thin film form. Sputtered gas pressure. The sputting gas pressure can impact on film deposition parameters such as deposition rate, composition of the thin film. So these are some details about the sputter deposition thin film. Now we will talk about a special type of sputtering which is the most commonly used sputtering, that is glow discharge sputtering. Glow discharge sputtering means the energetic particles used to strike the target is generated by glow discharge. Again, I will repeat, glow discharge sputtering means the energetic particles which are used to strike the target, they are generated by glow discharge method. How to create the glow discharge or creation of glow discharge? We have a tube which is filled with argon, neutral, no charged particles between cathode and anode. Elastic collision occurs, no energy exchange. However, during inelastic collision, energy not enough high, it excites electrons emitting photons. Energy high enough, when the energy is high enough, it ionizes electrons, it causes secondary free electrons. Both free electrons are accelerated again, so they cause cascading or gas breakdown. During this process, the flow of electron is collected by the anode. Current will quickly decay to zero. During this procedure, when the electrons will strike at the surface of the will strike with the argon neutral atoms, they will be ionized. Argon cations will be formed and electrons will be emitted. During this process, glow discharge will be produced. There are some kinds of glow discharge sputtering which are very common. They are DC or radio frequency diode sputtering, triode sputtering, and magnetron sputtering. We will talk a little about DC sputtering, and in next lecture we will talk in detail what is DC sputtering. DC sputtering means direct current sputtering. In this technique, target is held at high voltage. The target material is attached to the cathode, which is negative terminal of the battery. The substrate may be at a positive, ground, or floating potential. Argon gas is introduced at a high pressure, which is less than or equal to 10 Pascal. This is the difference between the evaporation and the sputtering. In evaporation, we use very low pressure. But as compared to evaporation, in sputtering, we are using high pressure, and this high pressure is less than or equal to 10 Pascal. We are also using high voltage, which is 100 to 300 volts is applied between anode and cathode. Visible glow is observed when current flow between cathode and anode. Maybe if you remember the second lecture, I have shared one video at the end of the second lecture, and in that video you can see very clearly that visible glow is observed, just like some light is observed when current flows between cathode and anode. So due to this visible glow, we call direct current sputtering as glow discharge sputtering. So these regions are as a result of plasma, which is a mixture of electrons, ions, neutrons and photons. Density of particle depends upon the gas pressure. So as the gas pressure is high, the density of the particles. Which particles? Like argon cations, neutral atoms, electrons, neutrons and photons. This technique is very simple, relatively easy in fabrication, and thickness uniformity of the thin films can be attained over large areas, relatively high deposition pressure and relatively high substrate temperature. So here we are just talking a little about glow discharge DC sputtering method. So the glow discharge can be seen in this diagram. This is the substrate, which is also anode attached to the positive terminal of the battery. This is the battery which is applying a potential difference, and this is cathode, which is target cathode. It is negatively charged. The argon cations, for example, these are ionized atoms, they are striking at the surface of the target material, and when they strike at the surface of the target material, some neutral atoms are sputtered off. These neutral atoms, they move towards the substrate and they are deposited on the surface of the substrate. Another thing, which is background gas. These are the atoms of the background gas. This background gas, it is actually argon gas. This gas is ionized and it is converted into argon ions, cations and electrons are producing. During this production of electron, a glow is producing. So we say this is negative glow plasma. You can see the blue light in this diagram. This is actually the glow discharge. So due to this glow discharge, we say that the direct current plasma sputtering is a glow discharge sputtering. Dear students, this is all about this lecture. In next lecture, we will discuss direct current sputtering, DC diode sputtering in detail, and you will get more information about DC sputtering. Thank you very much.